For us, the story is always a little bit changing, because site specifically we are looking for stories from the environment where we are staging it, and but the main line is that the pilgrim lady, or Salinaira it was in Aveiro, is kind of meeting stories of her city. So like it is a site-specific urban staging, and we try to connect stories from the city to the passage. And in the end, she is kind of remembering her life and going through different stations of her life. And in the end, she's in a way, it's her death or it's her transformation. She's taking off to a different existence. Yeah, this piece developed out of bit and pieces, like a lot of productions of Grotesque Mura, because Grotesque Mura is kind of a living organism, and it's not me as a director sitting on a desk somewhere and inventing the things. So it's like a puzzle that was building over years. And in the beginning it was this more performative, Buto-like dance thing with these objects of the parachutes. And then actually we integrated singers who were working with polyphonic medieval music, and Christopher was their director in this moment. And we had a version of it in Netherlands on the beach. And with Christopher together developed the idea that we could connect it to this Santiago de Compostela stories. And that this kind of final scene with the parachutes, it's like a miracle. And so like the whole thing is like a search for the truth, or a search for the sense of life, or a search for what you did in your life, and if everything is like a puzzle that makes sense in the end. Like it's more like a spiritual journey.
Olha, e a viagem começa deste lado. Venham para este lado. Obrigada, que bonitos. Olha só. Pernas bonitas, caras bonitas. Ai.
I mean, we, with the help of the theater in Aveiro, we looked for local groups who want to participate. And this was a big job of Paulina. And we found these different choirs who were singing sometimes like more religious inspired music, but also like music of the city. And this I appreciate very much, because like what I understood from the text and how Paulina translated me some of the songs is that it was always about, or it was a lot about the ocean, the sea, the salt, and also the longing, and in that folk tradition was also this kind of spirituality. for me like a choreography in the city. Sometimes I'm imagining to look at the city from the bird perspective, and I see the different scenes in the street corners and on the places, and I see the audience moving. So actually the audience is part of a big choreography that you're creating in the city. I mean, the beauty about theatre in the public space or street theatre is that you are reaching different people. You are reaching people who are maybe not going to theatre or cultural events, or who don't have the education, or who don't want to be there. For me, it's important to take the audience serious and let them also feel that they can join something and not just be a kind of passive spectator.
What is telling you that if we're doing this about the sound, usually my first approach is to go to the place and to start record some sounds.
Okay.
And I usually use them, sometimes I don't, but anyway it's a starting point. And use the resonator to, like this. For example, I already imported some of these sounds into the iPad.
What is this?
This is a granular sampler, which is a kind of a different way of playing the sound. These are the samples. You can move them around and stretch them. This is really like fun. I kind of bought the iPad just almost for this because it's like a really fun. And this is like the tape reader, you know, like kind of a head. You bring it to the sample. Get another one here.
Good that you say that the cultural interaction, and they're always kind of like new versions that are really from the topic also connected to where we are doing it. This is like really important for that piece. And when I was first time invited in Aveiro, I was very impressed about this Salinas and all the stories, and also of course also this working life behind. And I really liked also a visit in the Salinas when we met this real salinera, old lady who really had the tough hands. And so I thought that this is like very interesting to have a character that is, just a kind of normal working life character. And she makes this journey without having a kind of intellectual mission or something like this. And then when we spoke about who can play it, Paulina proposed that it would be good if it's played by a Portuguese actress, because like she knows the mentality and she can also like interact with the audience in a good way. Yeah, and I really like to work with Mariana here. We had very good meetings, and I think she understood the essence of this character and of the story. let's say, like kind of this main spectacular moment of this so-called parachute beings, or some people call them angels, like flying in. A very good friend of mine, he said like it's simple but beautiful, and I think like this is like what is my approach to theater as well. You know, I would like to make with a simple dance or physical actions kind of twist reality and create some kind of poetic moment. I try to create different types of characters that are actually dealing with different methods of acting. So the clowns are more acting in this kind of Russian clown, Buto mood, and they're kind of very in their own world, but of course seeing the audience and playing with it, and they're the fools and connected to this, to the role of the actor as a fool who is free to do everything. And the Salvation Army ladies are also kind of clown, but they are in direct contact with the audience, so like kind of they work more with a direct approach. And then of course you have more the characters who work with the dance. And for me, like I like to combine the styles. And I think that's interesting to see different styles of performing arts besides each other. So it is the idea that the Salinera would start from here to create the illusion or the narrative that she's coming from her work, from the Salines, and we would have the audience gathering here around this bridge, and then they would come and follow her, and then maybe here on the other side we can block the street, and here could be a place where some performance.
important aspects to bring Grotesque Maru into the festival was that this company since years is exploring this aspect of the site-specific and the involvement of the art, in one sense artists, but also like the local people that are living with different skills of art that are very specific to each culture. And this was in the development of the festival itself. It was important that we work more consciously in this with this aspect. So the knowledge that Grotesque Maru could bring to the festival, considering their experience to work with people, local people, and to melt it very well with the skills that they bring and artistic vision that they bring, was mainly what made this decision happen. And so it also makes the city more involved in the art piece itself. It's not only like consuming some performance and to take it back as a result of applying some art in the public space, but it has much more deep research about what is this urban tissue and how they construct the city, and then through their involvement they make the performance race. And this, the participation of so many groups in the performance Mura proved that this was possible.
And just on the lake, the scenario was so beautiful. It helps to the La Fumisterie, the object builders, and Bruno, all this kind of the burning boards in the end. This, of course, made it so rich. All in all, I think including the choir, we were like around 400 people. Other the choirs, we had like 4 different choirs, and folk groups and dance groups and and of course like all the actors and object builders and technicians and and I mean it was of course a big technical logistic also behind light and sound, and food and hotel and production and shuttles to the airport and and I have to say I'm extremely happy that we got invited here and that Paulina connected us with so many beautiful people here, and also the city of Aveiro and the theater of Aveiro took the risk to do this, because this is always difficult to find an organizer who trusts you that you can make it, because it's not a ready piece. It's not something that a product that you buy like this and then you show it on your stage. It's a process, and Jose Pina and everybody around, they were just like open, and they trusted us that we are ready to do this process and guide it and focus it until the end. And it was very beautiful to feel that you have this trust and also the freedom to do the things.
Tem que se habituar a cantar com a boca bem fechada, ok?